Right then, everyone, welcome to the channel. I think we're all good to go. Let me just make sure I've got some audio there. It's been a few weeks since I've been live. Yeah, we are live. Okay, we have got audio. Good, good. It's been a few weeks since the last Grand Prix, and wow, I have missed these race weekends. I've missed not being able to plan a weekend and think, oh right, I've got to do this at this time because the race is on at that time and so on. I've missed it all. I'm so glad we are back, and what a weekend this could be for Formula One because there's such a mix-up on the grid. We have got penalties for Verstappen, Leclerc, Norris, Bottas, and Schumacher, Mick Schumacher, and Ocon. I mean, could be more yet. There could be more. So we're going to have a mixed grid. Essentially, we're going to have almost a back-to-front grid, but it also means pole position is completely up for grabs. Now, literally, just as I've gone live, so I've got a live timing screen ready to go. However, just as I was waiting to come live, we've got a delay to the start of qualifying as they are making repairs to the track. So we're going to be a little bit delayed with the start of the qualifying, but I will have all the live timings and the driver tracker here live, ready to go. In fact, I'll just show you there now. We are ready for it. We just need to literally wait until they actually start driving. But as I said, it's going to be a really strange qualifying because let's be honest, the likes of Max Verstappen and Leclerc, you would suspect one of those are going to probably finish on pole, but they won't be on pole, and so it's going to be really weird. FP1, well done, Max. FP1, well done, Leclerc. FP1, but you're not really FP1. It's just but what it does, it means that anyone. So you think if you're if you're an Aston Martin or you're Williams, look at Williams for example. They in free practice they've been sort of finishing around the 11th, 12th sort of mark. All of a sudden they could be looking and thinking, getting to top 10 here, could be starting inside the top 10. Norris, by the way, what a shame for him because he's been one of the quickest through all the free practice sessions. He's going to be starting near the back, and the weird thing as well. Okay, it's not abnormal to have people start from the back. It's abnormal to have several of the faster cars and the faster drivers starting from the back. So whoever starts from the back, let's say Leclerc starts in P20, well, getting up the grid isn't going to be easy. Why? Because he'll have Max Verstappen in front of him. He'll have Lando Norris right in front of him. He'll be racing these, and the same with Verstappen. Verstappen will be racing the likes of Norris and Leclerc, but at the back of the grid. Bizarre, absolutely bizarre how this could go tomorrow. Also, you have to throw into the mix, as we always have to in Spa. How is it going to be in terms of in terms of the weather, tire strategy? Obviously, these new cars have not ventured on Spa before. We don't know what tire deck's going to do. We've had showers over the last couple of days as well, which means that a lot of the rubber that's been laid down could, it's not going to be there. So we're going to have lots of different variations within the race itself. So it makes it a very important qualifying. Now, in terms of whether or not this is going to be much overtaking the race, we know the long pit straights down over turn 1 and up through Le Rouge could be really good. And down the long straight down, normally we do get a lot of overtaking, even without these new designed cars. A lot of people mentioning as well, by the way. Obviously, there was the rule changes to testing to the floor for, and there was a lot of speculation about how this would affect the likes of Ferrari and Red Bull. And a lot of people saying, well, it hasn't really affected them too much because they are flying on top. This just an FYI. This race, this particular circuit, isn't one where that type of flexi floor really makes a great deal of difference. It'll be your more slower tracks. In particular, your slower tracks. This is obviously a very fast one. So like Hungary would have been really, if we had the rule changes then, that we may have seen an effect then. But we don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But either way, and the thing is as well, we got good penalties for Verstappen, Leclerc, Norris, and so on. We're only in race 14. We've got like another 7, 8 to go. We're only in race 14. And we're already getting penalties. whoever, if cars will not go from here, or teams will not go from here till the end of the season with just one more engine. So there are going to be more penalties. And I said this a few weeks ago. I said a few weeks ago, a few races ago. I said this a few races ago. I said, keep an eye out for these grid penalties. The title literally could be decided on who has the fewest penalties, and there will be penalties. Here we are, track 14, and we've got a range of penalties for several of the top drivers. And the reality is that the engines they've got, the power units they've now got, are not going to last till the end of the season. So there are going to be more. The question is how many more we're going to get. We are going to get more races like this between now and the end of the season, where we have a mixed grid with many taking penalties. The question is how many. I would argue at least a couple each. I think Leclerc's going to go for at least two, probably three, because let's be honest, Ferrari engine's been unreliable. And even Red Bull, they've had a much better engine than they've had in previous years, but even they aren't going to go between now and the end of the season just on the power unit they put in today. They're going to use at least a couple themselves, if not more. So we are going to have more penalties, and more penalties are going to be common at the start of qualifying throughout the rest of the season. So we should be starting now, but we are waiting on track. So it says start of qualifying will be delayed. So I've got the Sky Sports coverage up in front of me. I've also got the live timing once it's ready. Just there we go. I've got the live timing ready to go and a driver tracker and so on. But we are literally just waiting at the moment on a start. Honestly, starting qualifying. So we'll see how we get on with this. This is all a bit. They've updated this since my last stream 4 weeks ago. It's all been updated. So Formula One has, whilst the teams have been shut down, clearly the Formula One web designers have been changing. Also, there we go. So we'll see how this new driver system works. And I have got Sky Sports coverage in front of me as well. I'm actually just looking at the track repairs that have been done, or not track repairs, but the barrier repairs weren't done by a Formula One car. It was on a feature race, obviously between free practice 3 and qualifying. So we're just waiting. No time set yet, but it is getting very because of the weather. It's not raining. It is a bit cooler, and it's very misty. And I wonder if light becomes a problem, or could become a problem if we don't get this soon. Don't forget, qualifying lasts for about an hour or so. So it's 3 p.m. UK time. It's obviously 4 p.m. in Spa. With the weather as it is, could have showers coming up and so on. I just wonder if lightness will come as an issue if they don't get this qualifying started sooner rather than later. So we don't yet have a time. Start of qualifying will be delayed. Track repairs, or to be more precise, barrier repairs. So we need to see how we get on. I'd love to know what your thoughts are, by the way. Who is going to take pole? Now, I know people are going to say Verstappen, people are going to say Leclerc and so on, but they can't take pole. They can take pole, but they won't be taking pole. And this is what makes it that thing. Essentially, P3 could be good enough for pole. P4 could be good enough for pole, based on the fact that we've got penalties and so on. They obviously have. I'm just looking on Sky now. So Verstappen's actually stood outside of the car with his jacket on. So Verstappen obviously is not getting in the car yet. I don't think, and this is just a hunch on my part, and if someone wants to correct me, feel free to do so. But if you're Red Bull and if you're Ferrari, and you know your two drivers, Leclerc and Verstappen, are going to be starting from the back of the grid. To not have John from Wasp moment there. Back of the grid. How hard do you push that car in qualifying? Do you save the engine and save the power unit instead of putting it into full max power in that Q3, getting that one good lap in to try and get pole when you know it's basically meaningless because you're going to be relegated towards the back of the grid anyway? Do you're Christian Horner? Making a decision. Max Verstappen, you've got a brand new power unit in there because that's why you got penalties. And you could push that car and you could probably get pole. But do you save the engine? Do you go, you know what, we're not going to push the engine hard now. We're going to wait to the race. And we're going to have a really good fresh engine for the race. rather than push it hard in qualifying. I just wonder, and I'll be interested to see what other people think on that, and whether or not what sort of strategy they would adopt, or do you just go for it anyway because you want to prove you still got the quickest car, you want to go and prove a point that you're going to be able to set a quick lap and so on. It's an interesting prospect. It's very hard to determine, but it's a very interesting prospect. What else we got going on there? Still nothing in terms of timings when we're going to start. Just watching Danny Ricciardo now. That's another point to actually discuss. And we've got time now because we're still waiting for the start of qualifying. It's been delayed. Anyone who's just joined, by the way, start of qualifying has been delayed. And it's been delayed whilst they make repairs to the barrier. This was as a result of an incident during one of the feature races between free practice 3 and qualifying. So no Formula 1 cars have been into the barriers or nothing like that. It's just a feature race. There's a car that went off, crashed into the barriers, and now they're having to repair those barriers. And as a result, qualifying has been delayed. Now, while we wait for that, I want to know what everyone's thoughts are on McLaren and Danny Ricciardo. Now, I called this many, many weeks ago. I said, I'm not sure Ricciardo is going to be in McLaren next season. And now he's not. Confirmed this week by McLaren, by Zach Brown. We obviously, lots of speculation about where he might go. Could he take Alonso's seat, for example, at Alpine? Alpine was, of course, Renault, which is where he come from. He actually finished early, didn't he, at Renault to go to McLaren. He essentially ditched Renault to go to McLaren. Renault then became Alpine. Will Alpine have him back, I wonder? I'm not sure. But beyond that, I don't see him getting into much of a particular... He's not going to get into a quicker car, I don't think. And it's a shame because, I mean, he's 33 years of age. He's still got a couple of years left, excuse me, at the top of his game. But I'm not entirely convinced. Sorry there. I'm not entirely convinced. There we go. What's going on here? We've got a lot of crowd moving and whatnot. Have we got a time for starting the race? Not yet. I'm not entirely convinced that that he's even going. If he doesn't get an Alpine, where does he go? Aston Martin? No, that's not going to happen because Lance Stroll's old man is one of the top dogs there, so that's not going to happen. We know Alonso's going to take Sebastian Vettel's seats. There's no Aston Martin. Alfa Romeo, it's possible. And of course, Audi entering the sport as well in 2026, taking over. I believe they're going to take over what is the Sauber Alfa Romeo, I believe. That will be interesting. I'll be interested to see who. I know certainly if you're a younger driver, that's a prospect to look towards. But beyond that, I just don't see where Ricciardo goes. I'm being honest. He's not going to go into a Ferrari or Mercedes, obviously. So I'm not entirely sure where Ricciardo goes from this one. Now, what we got here, still nothing in terms of the timing. I'm sure we'll get there eventually. But I'd like to know what your thoughts are. Where will Daniel Ricciardo go next season as we wait for the Grand Prix, wait for the qualifying to start? The drivers are starting to suit up now, by the way. So we are starting to see, I can see Yuki Tsunoda just getting his helmet on and whatnot. And so they've obviously are expecting now to go on at any time. Cooler track conditions. Weather not overly great there at the moment. So, and it's misty. It's really misty. It's cool. It's misty. We don't know how this is going to play out tomorrow. Just looking here, you know what? I would not rule out a shower or two. This could be a really mixed grid. It's going to be a mixed grid anyway because we know with the penalties. This could be a further mixed grid if we get rain. It's very misty, and light's going to become a problem if they don't start getting this qualifying underway now. I can see the FIA race director there having a chinwag with someone, with another. Yeah, so the stewards, the race directors just, with the FIA president. And okay, so we can't be far off now. We cannot be far off from starting. So, as I said, this is a new layout on Formula One with the live timing screen. We've got Yeah. And we got a driver tracker and we got a leaderboard. It'll be interesting to see how this works, but at this moment in time, we are still waiting. We're still waiting for the start. Hasn't given a time yet. We're still waiting. I'm waiting on. I've got I've got Sky Sports on. They're still repairing that barrier. It looks like they're putting new enough done. I mean, it looks like they're more brushing and sweeping off. Really, I'm looking where it is as well on a track. I mean, you definitely need it. Yeah, I wouldn't take shortcuts. Mick Schumacher there on Sky now. He's getting himself ready. So we must be pretty imminent. And again, just like people's thoughts. What are people's thoughts in terms of does Red Bull and Ferrari push their drivers who are taking penalties? Do they push them? Do they push those brand new engines, or do they go? You know what? We're going to be starting from near the back of the grid. Let's not go into too high mode. Let's keep it, keep it low key. I don't know. It could be an interesting one. I'd be inclined. I would be inclined if I'm Christian Horner, sat on my pit wall, thinking, right, Verstappen's going to be starting in the back of the grid. I could go out and send him out there in in Q3. No doubt he'll get to Q3. And put him on a full engine power mode, go for that single lap, try and get pole, knowing that it's irrelevant because you can't get pole if you're going to be taking the grids out. Oh, look at that! Some go karting next to the Spa circuit. Isn't that good? Yeah. I need to do another karting video, by the way. I have been doing some karting over the last couple of weeks with the nice weather and whatnot, and I do need to do some more karting and some more videos from the karting. Just a little side note: if you do enjoy this content, don't forget to click that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel as well. This is, as far as I'm aware, the only Formula One fan channel which brings fans on to the live streams to have their say. And I'll be doing that again tomorrow after the race, after the Belgian Grand Prix. I want to have people come on and have their say. Come into my virtual studio, come online, come on stream, and have your say tomorrow after the race. Start qualifying 16:25 local time. So we've got about 10, 15 minutes. About 10, 15 minutes. So it's going to be tight on this it's going to be tight with this with the lighting. Has to be said. It's going to be tight because it's misty. It might be 3 here in the UK. It's 4. We're going to be going well past 5 o'clock. We're going to be pushing towards 5:30 local time by the time we finish, if not a bit later. So let's see how that one goes. Right. As I said, I've been waiting for Formula One to get back on for a while now. Waiting for it to get back on for a while. Okay, so let's see what we have got here. They're in the cars. They're getting in the cars. Hopefully the live timing thing will start popping up soon, he says. So we're still waiting on a timer board. So we've got a drive. So this is all new because normally you just had a leaderboard. Now we've got a driver tracker as well. I'm hoping this will give us a map of where each car is once it goes live. It's just a little refresh just in case. They should all be in the pit lanes, obviously. So we'll see how we get on with this. I don't know how it's going to pay out. I'll be honest. So we'll see, but it will be here, and I've got Sky Sports coverage on the go as well. So I've got both. I've got live timing, and I've got the coverage. Now I'm hoping I can actually get the audio of the Sky coverage to go along with the tracker. I can't obviously show the Sky Sports coverage for obvious reasons, unfortunately, but I have got the live tracker. I've got the live timings. I'm hoping I can put the audio as well, the commentary, and you can hear what's going on against the. That's the plan. We'll see how it goes. This is all a bit of a new setup, and we've been waiting this now for many weeks now, haven't we, to get back on this? Yeah, this could be an interesting weekend. It won't be season-defining weekend, that I can guarantee. The Mercedes, by the way, have not looked anywhere near as good as what they were. They look like they're really making grounds, didn't they? The Mercedes look like they're really making grounds, but certainly going on practice. And I know people say you can't go too much in practice, and you're absolutely right. You cannot go too much on practice. However, oh, hang on, let's just hear what Gunther's got to say. Yeah, nothing a great deal. Nothing I would not normally would expect, to be honest. So, yep, as we are a few minutes now from qualifying. Hopefully, well, I think the leaderboard, I think the live timing might be better today, right, for today's qualifying as opposed to the race. Excuse me. Now, the other thing, apart from the last few weeks waiting for Formula One to start, I did have a bit of a cold. It's all right, it's not COVID. Did have a bit of a cold. Still got a bit of a cough, trying to get rid of it. But we're getting there. We're getting there. So we are literally just waiting now for the delayed start of the Grand Prix. Alonso, some drivers is already in their car. I've seen Tsunoda already get in the car. I've seen Mick Schumacher already get in the car. Alonso, cap on, literally just chilling out like he was when he was in that time in Japan. If you remember when the McLaren kept breaking down when it was McLaren Honda, he's just literally like just completely chilled out. Hasn't it? Yeah, I'm surprised actually, but I suppose he's someone like him. He's just like, yeah, I'll take it easy. Don't bother. Don't mind me. To be fair, I mean, Alonso obviously moving to Aston Martin for next season. I'm be interested to see how he performs head to head against Ocon for the rest of the season. I'll be honest, and I'm a little bit surprised. And I don't know what you guys think. Are you surprised as I am that he decided to leave Alpine for Aston Martin? Now, I know Aston Martin is a global brand in essence, but they've not performed well at all, have they? Alpine, or what was formerly Force India, Alpine. Formerly for Aston Martin, formerly Force India. They've not performed well. I don't think I think they've been quite poor. And I certainly think the reason for Sebastian, for one of the reasons Vettel is leaving, is because there's no point in him staying with Aston Martin because they're not performing, and at the same time, he's not really got many options ahead of him either. So, but I'm now ready to go. I can see it right. We've got the McLaren. Lando Norris isn't in his car either. He's just chilling out, drinking his hand and whatnot. What is that on your? Oh, he's got okay. Yeah, so Lando Norris is just chilling out. Obviously, they're all nice and tanned. They've obviously all just been on holiday. You can tell they've had a few weeks off. Verstappen's in his car ready to go. Being seatbelt on it, clipping in with the seatbelts and whatnot. It's like watching Apollo 13, the film, where they're all strapping them in and pulling. That's what I'm seeing at the moment with Verstappen. So let's see how this goes. Still waiting on the live timing screens to pop up. They will come up as soon as they are actually out. We are just a few minutes away from what is a delayed start. So those who have just joined, and we are live on YouTube, we are live on Facebook, we are live on Twitch, and we are live on Twitter. For those of you who've recently joined and are unaware what's going on at the moment, we have a delayed start to the Belgian Grand Prix qualifying due to repairs to the barrier. So we've had to have repairs to the barrier, not because of a Formula One car. We haven't actually started qualifying yet. This was due to a feature race pre-qualifying. There was a feature race and an accident which led to a barrier needing to be repaired. That barrier has now been repaired, and we're about to start in 6 minutes. 6 minutes and counting until the start of the qualifying. I've got live tracking. I've got live timing data. I've also got Sky Sports F1 coverage as well, which I can't obviously show, but I'll be able to explain as we go along. If anything, I consider just showing the barrier there. It's all done now. I don't know even. I can see actually the marks of where they went across the grass. So obviously it's what turn is that? Yeah. Okay. Just getting some volume here. Sorry, 1 second. Right. Okay. So I'm ready. I hope you're ready to go for the restart to the Formula One 2022 Formula One season, round 14, and we have got a mixed grid prepared for us. I know we haven't got a grid. We haven't got a grid. I know what you think. We haven't got a grid yet, but we know Verstappen, we know Leclerc, we know Norris are all going to be having penalties. We know Bottas has got penalties. We know Mick Schumacher has got penalties. So it is going to be a mixed grid. So qualifying for pole, it's literally, I mean, you have to favour now either Sainz or Perez, obviously, but can we rule out the Mercedes though? Can we see? It's a shame because Norris have been in practice. Norris have been right up there towards the front of the grid. Certainly he was on for probably a second or third row easily start, and now he's got to start near the back because of penalties. That is a brilliant seat, by the way. Just watching this suspended seat above the track. That's that would be a perfect place to watch the race. Yeah. Right. Let's see. We're still waiting on the start. It's really misty now. Just getting helicopter views, and it's really misty. And there must be rain in the air. There must be rain in the air. I'll be interested to see if we get through the session without rain. And of course, good for the interesting thing, because we've had rain over the last couple of days, even if it's light, it washes away a lot of the rubber. Just watching Danny Ricciardo getting in the car now. Could this be his last season? Are we in agreement that he'll get a seat for next season? I mean, realistically, are we? Is it a given that Ricciardo will be in Formula One next season? 33 years of age. And of course, we've got a lot of what an opportunity, by the way. If you're a driver and you sort of normally get to around sort of around the 10th, 9th, 11th, 9th, 10th, the midfield area, and you've got several of the drivers towards the front of the grid now going to be starting towards the back. What an opportunity it is for some of these drivers to really push into that top 10. And yeah, it's a long track, by the way. It's going to be a long. The pain in qualifying here. It's a minute 45 on a fast run. So an out lap's going to be in excess of 2 minutes, and an in lap's going to be in excess of 2 minutes. So there isn't a lot of room for manoeuvre when you're doing the calculations, when you're trying to work out when to send a driver out and so on, especially when you get to that last qualifying. You've basically got just about enough time to go out, do an out lap, do your fast lap, do your in lap, get new set of tyres in, and go out and do your out lap again, because you don't get a lot of time. Obviously, in some races, an hour, you got a minute 20, minute 10, minute 20. This is minute 45 on a good lap here. Although I think in qualifying it may drop down to the 142, 143 maybe, depending on the condition. Cool conditions out at the moment. And it's going to get cooler because obviously we're later in the afternoon. It's 25+4 local time at the moment. Oh dear, right. Here we go. We're just waiting. And once the timing data comes up, I'll obviously show you it. We're still waiting. I wonder if we got Drive Tracker live yet. Still waiting for live tracking. I mean, on the coverage, I haven't left the pitch yet, although. There we go. Just watch. Right, I think we are back. Wow. Talk about shitty internets. It's like being in Uganda, my broadband. It is bloody useless. Start of qualifying, been sat here all this time waiting, and the internet decides to drop off. Thank you very much, Tall Talk. Thank you very much for that. It's not that we pay, extortionate rates in the UK for fucking crappy internet. Might as well be in sticks in bloody Botswana. Dear me. Right. I think let's try this again, shall we? Share screen. I'm going to try and bring up this. There we go. Oh dear. Right, we are live now. Let's have a look at the driver tracker. There we go. There's the driver tracker. Mick Schumacher out there, and the Latifi. Look at the leaderboard. Right, there we go. Right, we are good. We are live again. I don't know what happened there. Apologies. Basically, the internet switched off. Literally shut off. Internet now working okay. We can see here now. We've got the live timing. Mick Schumacher has been out on track. So look at the drive tracker. As you can see, we've got where the cars are. So this is all a bit of a new setup with Formula One. I've got an account with the Formula One with their website, so I can get the access to this type of material. This is good. So as you can see, we've got quite a pack of cars there. The Mercedes going on. Right, let's keep an eye on the leaderboard. And I'm just watching now. So the Sky coverage is delayed in comparison to the live timings. So we need the fastest time we're in 1:45s they were going into in practice. Let's see how the timings in Q1. Oh dear, right. So obviously Mick Schumacher is the first one out there. Let's see what he's 1:47.9. It's on the slow side. It's on the slower side. I'd expect the times to be okay. Interesting. I don't know if you heard that or not. Okay, let's try. I'm just going to bring up, and because I should be able to get some audio from the radio messages that Sky the Formula One post out the radio messages. I'm going to try and add the sound. Let's just remove that a second, and let's just try that again. So we want that. There we go. Right. Hopefully, you'll get the audio when the radio messages come through. So yeah, we did have team radio, didn't we? Let's just check. I need to work out how to get the thing. We'll work that out sooner or later. I'm sure we'll get there sooner or later. Right, let's try that again then. So we've got Schumacher and P1 at the moment, although it's going to change. 1:47. Verstappen there, fastest first sector, 30.7. Hamilton, then Russell. Russell ahead of Hamilton, 146.2, 146.7. Half a second quicker there, Russell, over oh look, Magnussen's even. Hamilton obviously not having a great lap. There goes Perez, fastest so far, 145.3. So we said in the 145s it was in FP3. So let's see how we get on in qualifying. But 145.3, maybe we'll get to the 144s and beyond, maybe. Obviously, all on the soft tyres at the moment. Carlos Sainz, 145, pretty much a 145 flat. 3/10 up on Perez. These Sainz and Perez are the ones to watch out for. They're the ones that are likely to get pole because Verstappen and Leclerc obviously going to be taking poles. Leclerc only good enough there for 145.5. There we go. There we go. 144.5. So half a second quicker. Team radio there from Mercedes team radio there. Yeah, half a second between Verstappen and Sainz. This is interesting. Don't forget, Verstappen does have a grid penalty. He will be starting because of a power unit change. He won't be starting on pole if he was to qualify pole. If this, I mean, obviously we got Q2 and Q3 to go, but if this was Q3, Sainz would be on pole, and Perez would be second. So looking at both Norris ahead of both the Mercedes at the moment. I know, obviously, Ricciardo's gone in front of Norris. All very early days, though. All very early days. And there we go. Yeah, it's just quite delayed on this guy because I've literally seen Verstappen's. I've literally just seen Verstappen's lap, and it's only about 5 minutes ago. So there is a delay on what I'm seeing on there, but it's not a delay here. This is live. So we've got a live tracker here. Perhaps this is better. Perhaps this is better for. Let's see if I can just. I hope that's a bit more clearer for you guys. I just, I do need. I have to apologise. I do need to grab a drink. My throat. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Right, we're back. Apologies for that. I had to get a drink. That's better. That's better. Right, so we're seeing now, Hamilton and Russell. Russell obviously giving Hamilton a toe. Let's see what the timing does. Go to the leaderboard, see what the timings are doing. There we go, Russell and Hamilton. See what the sector times are. Both. Norris, okay, and Hamilton. 37, 36, 4. Didn't improve on their times, though. Did not improve on their overall times. Did not, yeah. It's interesting. Interesting. It's not a lot going out on track, as you can imagine at the moment. No, in fact, there's no one out on track. What's going on track today, Ben? Oh, nothing. They're all in. How much time we actually got left? If we got, it's nearly. Well, they have to get their skates on. Let's put it that way. If they're going back out again, because don't forget, it's a long circuit. It's a 2-minute out lap. Here they all come. Look, here they all come. I told you they'll all come out together. Look, they'll all be waiting for the toe. You see. Latifi leads the way by Stroll, followed by Stroll. Who's that risk here? Let's scroll down. See that again, Latifi, Stroll. Tsunoda, Magnussen, Vettel. Oh, there's a few of them at risk there, aren't there? Is Hamilton and Russell safe, do you think? I'm not sure. I'm not convinced they are. I'm not convinced that Hamilton and Russell are safe in 9th and 10th. 10th and 11th. I'm not convinced. Yeah, I've just seen. I'm sure I just saw Mercedes pop out the garage at the last minute there. I did. There we go. That's Hamilton. It's up on display. Mark Bell, hope you're okay. Let's see how we get on here then. It's. I don't know what to call. I don't know how to call it. I mean, Verstappen's miles in front of everyone. He's half a second, in fact, in front of Sainz, but he won't be starting there. We know Verstappen can be 5 seconds quicker than everyone else. He's got penalties. So's Leclerc. They're not starting on the front of the grids. It is a. There we go. We got a 2-minute warning's just gone. 2-minute warning's just gone. Let's have a look at the leaderboards, the sector times. Any purple? Do we see any purple sectors? Any green sectors? They're all on the. Yeah, big. This is going to be. It's going to be like Monza. They're all. Look at them. They are all trying to get a toe. So Hamilton's giving Russell a toe this time, by the looks of things. But he's all in an outlet, by the way. So here we go. Here we go. Let's just check, see what the lead, see what the sector times are doing. We should start seeing. There we go. Green sector ones for the slowest down here. Look, green sector ones. That's good. They're setting personal bests. Purple is fastest sector over anyone. Green is personal best for that particular driver. So we've seen a few greens. Gasly there's just gone green as well. Let's see where we get. Yep. Latifi, 31.2. Slow sector 1, but it's quicker sector 2. 45.7. 45.4 for Stroll. These are going to improve. There's drivers at risk here. Let's see where we get in sector 3. We're going to see up to 16th, obviously. 16th from below drops out. So let's see how we get on. Sector 3 is coming up. Latifi did improve. Stroll improves. See, look, Russell and Hamilton. I said, where Russell and Hamilton safe? They are not safe. Stroll's just gone above them. Vettel's now in a drop here. But Vettel's just set apart fastest. What's this going? Latifi, that's Latifi out then, isn't it? Vettel. So Albon now drops in. They may just be safer. Mind you, Hamilton and Vettel have set, Hamilton and Russell set fastest or personal bests. No one's set any fastest first sectors, though, are they? Or fastest sectors. No one's going purple. Norris up into, look, Norris improves up to 5th, although Norris has penalties as well. This is, it's going to be very tight. Vettel at risk there, look. Schumacher. Oh, Vettel drops in, so, blimey. Just as well, Hamilton and Russell did need that lap, by the way. They did need that lap. Interesting. And that is, so Vettel is out. Stroll goes through. Vettel out. Magnussen. Schumacher just about hold it. Just about looks like Schumacher survived and got through. Okay, Ricciardo's just had a lap time deleted for a track limit violation. Yeah, the Mercedes are really far behind the far behind Verstappen anyway. And that, I think, is that for Q1. That is that for Q1. This is okay. Let's just double check. We have I don't think any of these drivers are in live driving now. I think these are on in laps. Yeah. Okay, there we go. So that is Q1 done. Q1 done, and out are Vettel, Latifi, Magnussen, Tsunoda, and Bottas. That's going to be Vettel. What a shame for Vettel. There's a few. I mean, this is where I think Williams will be rightly frustrated. Alex Albon's up in 6th. Up in 6th. Look, he split the Mercedes, Alex Albon, and Latifi's down in 17th. How's that happened? In the same car in the same session. What's going on? And that is Q1 done. So we just wait for Q2. And wow, okay. What are our thoughts then? I mean, this is. I don't see anyone challenging Verstappen for pole. It's a fight for seconds, which becomes pole when Verstappen gets relegated towards the back with his penalties and Leclerc and so on. It's going to be Sainz or Perez. My money's on Sainz right now for pole. It's my guess is Sainz for pole right now. Let's see how we get on. Right, I will be back in radio message. Yeah, to Sebastian Vettel. No effing way, I think was the thing there. All right. Right, and there we go. Right, I will be back in 2 minutes. Quick bathroom break while we wait for the start of Q2. Obviously, the live timings and the trackers will know when they're out because they'll be on the tracking here. This is a live tracking system. And I'll be back in 2 minutes, literally. Right, we are back. We are back, and we've got drivers on outlaps. Right, let's see how we get on in this one. Verstappen obviously was miles in front of everyone else. And that's an outlap. That's got to be an outlap. 5:57. Don't ignore the 5:57 there. Let's have a quick look on the sector times. Give us a better indication. This is obviously the outlaps. So ignore these sector times here. They are outlaps. Right. Here we go. Sector 1, Russell, 31.3, 31.3, very close there. Hamilton and Russell. These are first sector times here. These are live sector times. Fastest first sector, and then Verstappen with a 37. Half a second quicker in the sector 1 alone. Half a second quicker in sector 1 alone. 39.9 there for Sainz. 45.7. Fastest second sector. Purple second sector. But that's going to change a minute up. I wonder if anyone's struggling with tyre temperature. 45.4 for Russell. Where's Verstappen, who will be the next set? 44.9. So Hamilton goes fastest, 146.6. That's going to change though. 29.5 final sector, purple sector. Perez fastest sector 2 there. Look, 44.8. Quicker than Verstappen. Russell goes fastest with a 146.2. This is all going to start tumbling down now these times. Let's see where Verstappen goes. 144.7. Russell and Hamilton are nearly 2 seconds off, for goodness sakes. Sainz, 145.4. Even Sainz 6 tenths off. Perez, 144.7. Perez for pole, maybe? Norris there, look, 4th. Of course, Norris has also got grid penalty to contend with. He's not far off Norris, is he? The Ferraris. There, look, he's only 3 tenths off Sainz. Don't forget, this is a longer circuit as well. So, you could be 10th second, or you could be a 10th quicker. You could be a 10th difference in a place like Hungary, which is like a 1 minute 14 lap, as opposed to a 144. Over a longer stretch, the same speed can make a wider gap and a difference. If that makes sense. So this is right. So all the race for now for Q3, because obviously we know in Q3 we know Verstappen, we know Leclerc, we know Norris are all going to take penalties. So there are opportunities for places there when it comes to the good start tomorrow. So let's see who can get themselves into Q3. Ocon there, look, 145.4. The Mercedes have got to be doing better than this. Surely, this is really poor for Mercedes. Really poor for Mercedes. Have to be disappointed, haven't they, Mercedes? Got to be disappointed with that. I think they are going back into the pit. Are we on live? I don't know if these are live laps yet into the pits. So I think they're on in laps. Oh, Leclerc. Where does Leclerc go? Leclerc goes only 6th fastest. Only 6th fastest. Perez pitting, Perez pits. Got a few pitting now. Norris will pit. I think they're all going to the pits now. Leclerc's on an out lap. Oh, sorry, an in lap. Oh dear, sorry. So yeah. All into the pits now. Look, there goes Guest into the pits. Leclerc was out quite late in comparison to everyone else. Ricciardo hasn't yet gone out for another lap yet. Interestingly. Has Ricciardo got... So I'm just listening to team radio on the Formula 1 page. Got team radio. So I'm looking at the telemetry. So we've got some really good graphics, by the way. Really good graphics, which I think could be interesting for the race tomorrow to use. So Leclerc will pit from here. Now we wait for the next set of laps, really, I guess. And we wait. They are implementing track limits here, by the way. Now enforcing them by all accounts. So we're waiting now for the next round or the next set of laps. At this moment in time, the at-risk drivers are, Hamilton in 10th. Hamilton and Russell are not guaranteed, by the way, to get through to Q3 at this rate. They are not guaranteed to get to Q3. At this moment, Alex Albon, who's had a much better race, by the way, compared to his teammate Latifi down to 17th. It's a gap, isn't it? One that's a... And, of course, Ricciardo hasn't gone out at all yet, so... I'll go on a hunch that I don't think Mick Schumacher will get through. I don't think Stroll will get through. I don't think Joe will get through. I don't think Albon will get through. So I think Hamilton will be safe purely on the basis that I don't see these other drivers getting through. But Hamilton, Mercedes, got team radio. I'm not sure who it is that was being played to. What was that? That was Ocon team radio just then. Let's have a look. We've got a lot of detail now. I like this new layout by Formula One, by the way. This is much better to use for these sort of streams. Okay, let's have a look at the drive tracker. We'll soon see when cars are coming back out. They're leaving it late. They are leaving it late. They're leaving it bloody late. Don't forget, you're looking at 2 minutes for an outlap. So if you haven't left your garage by the time that 2-minute warning comes in, you're pushing it very tight. Let's put it that way. And still, we wait for the cars to come. So wherever it is you're watching from, we are live on Facebook. We are live on YouTube. We are live on Twitch, and we are live on Twitter. If you want to join us on YouTube, we will be taking calls on after the race tomorrow. After the race, we will be taking your calls here on the F1 Fan Zone. So feel free to join us for then. If you want to join us on YouTube, I'll post a link now in the chat. Minion guy, okay. Hope Russell on 2 poles, maybe just saying, yeah, I think Mercedes would love to guess. It's not going to happen. I'll as much as it would be great to see Russell there, it's the Mercedes car is just not good enough. As you can see, they're all out though. Look at a train of them going on their outlap. It will be a case of who can cross the line last and give the toe to the other guy. But there's the link in chat for the YouTube page for those who want to join us on YouTube. We are live on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. But wherever you're watching from, hello, and I hope you're having an excellent weekend. We will be live for the race tomorrow, and we will be taking calls after the race tomorrow. Join us for that. Could be interesting. Could be a busy stream tomorrow as well, actually. So, especially after a few weeks out without anyone on, without Formula One. So, and there's so much to discuss tomorrow because we'll have the race to discuss, but we'll also be able to discuss the Ricciardo situation, for example, amongst other things. Right, Ocon is now just obviously starting. Let's see how we get on with this. I'm going to go to the sector times so we can see what sort of sectors people are setting or drivers are setting. Now, these sector times, green is a personal best sector, purple is the fastest sector of anyone, and yellow is a slower sector than the last sector. Ricciardo is out, by the way, now, because Ricciardo hasn't set a lap yet. Hasn't set a time, Ricciardo. So let's see what sector times we get. We want to keep an eye on sector 1, see how many greens we start getting. Now, we know Ocon was the first across the line. So, quick look at the tracker there. Ocon, Alonso, etc. So, we should start to see sector times come in. Here we go. This is to get into Q3. Hamilton and Russell are at risk here, at very high risk here. Alonso, fastest first sector, or personal best first sector. Ocon didn't get a quick sector, actually. Gasly's gone and got a personal best sector 1. So is Joe as well. Right. Norris has gone out on older tyres, by the way. That suggests to me that, and he's giving Ricciardo a tow. So they obviously feel that they can get Norris through from where he is. Lots of greens here. Not everyone's getting greens there. Stroll and Schumacher haven't, and they need greens because they are in the danger zone. They're in the cut-off at the moment. Albon, fastest first sector of anyone. Alex Albon. Hamilton is in danger here. If Hamilton doesn't respond, and he's a 30.9. He's not to a 30.5. There is danger for Mercedes here not to make it through. Fastest first sector by Alex Albon. Fastest second sector by Leclerc. So Alonso has gone up into 5th. This is going to be interesting. Ricciardo obviously needs a good sector. He hasn't got a lap yet. Alex Albon, this could be a fastest first sector of anyone for Alex Albon and a personal best second sector. Where's Hamilton? Who is going to qualify here? This could be a very interesting. Ricciardo only goes 8th fastest. Ricciardo, I think Ricciardo's not going to make it through. There we go. Where's Leclerc? Pole 1:44.5, and all of a sudden the Ferrari's kick into life. Alex Albon getting 10th place there. You know what? He would be disappointed because he had the fastest first sector of anyone, Alex Albon. But Hamilton and Russell have made it through. Anyone else? Ricciardo is out. Sainz putting that car up there, and all of a sudden, it's all open again for pole. And are we all done? Looks like we are all done. And that is that for Q2. We've got Q3 to go yet. But it looks like that is your cars now out. Ricciardo, Gasly. 11th. Was it right? I'd like to know your thoughts, by the way. Was it right? Was it right for McLaren to move on Daniel Ricciardo? What's happening? I can't see who phone screen's too small. Okay. I wish I could make it bigger for you. So we have got. Let me just run through what we've got. Uh, what was that? Thank look screens. Okay, so minion guy. I'll just run down who is out. Ricardo is out. Gasly is out. Joe is out, Stroll is out, and Mick Schumacher is out. So through to Q3. So we did that was Q2. We got Q3 to go. Leclerc, Verstappen, Perez, Sainz, Hamilton, Russell, Ocon, Alonso, Norris, and Albon. Albon making it. Alex Albon, called Aubrey. Alex Albon making it for the first time. For the only driver, by the way, not to have got to Q3 of the season until today. Now we have got an interesting Q3 now, and I do think pole is up for grabs. Now we know Leclerc is going to not be on pole because he's got penalties. We know Verstappen is not going to be on pole because of penalties. It's going to be down to Perez and Sainz. And Norris is also going to be out because of penalties. So we could see Hamilton and Russell challenging for bloody row 2 on the grid, despite being bloody second off the pace. I mean, goodness me. Goodness me. Wow, it's set up for a good final sector. Let's bring up the driver tracker. We'll know when Q3 has started because the cars will be doing out laps. This could be very interesting last sector. And on that, I'm going to quickly top up my drink. Is that Norris they're speaking to? Williams tweeting. Could be interesting. Right, let's bring up the driver tracker. I'm going to quickly top up my drink. I will be back in 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, as they say. Back in a second. Right, we are back and we are into Q3. Alex Albon is out, the only car out at the moment on track. Oh dear, I had a coughing fit when I was getting a drink. Oh dear, eyes watering and everything. Deary me. Right, I think I've composed myself. Now here come the other drivers. Perez, Verstappen. Perez obviously being the pole. What? I don't understand that. Surely not. Why would Perez be a toe for Verstappen? Verstappen's starting the back of the bloody grid. I don't understand why Red Bull would do that. Surely got to swap it around though. Surely to God. And look, Hamilton, Norris, and Russell. So they're not you. Mercedes aren't going to give themselves a toe either. Right, Alex Albon's coming up to the last bend here. Right, here we go, ladies and gentlemen. This is it. Q3, Spa 2022. It's been 4 weeks, and we are down to qualifying 3, Q3. Here we go. Let's go over to the sector times to give us a better idea on timings. Right. Perez fast first. Well, they haven't got the times yet. Don't worry about these times. These are outlap times. So let's wait and see what. Alex Albon is going to be the first one set a time because he's the first one out on track. So we'll wait and see what sector 1 he gets. And then it's followed by Perez, followed by Verstappen in that order. Here we go. Alex Albon 30.9 for sector 1. So here we go. And then Verstappen. Okay, Perez should be the next one behind. Don't worry about these. These are out sector or out lap times. We need to see who is these first sector times. When these first sector times start coming in, Perez should be the next first sector. There we go. Perez 30.6. Fastest first sector so far. Perez 30.6. 30.5 for Verstappen. Here we go. This is your lap here now. 30.5 for Sainz. Only just behind Verstappen there. Don't forget, Verstappen and Leclerc have penalties. So this is really whoever finishes second will finish pole, essentially, or even third. If Verstappen and Leclerc finish first and second, they won't be starting on pole. So there we go. Verstappen fast. Norris had a 30.9. Didn't have a great first sector there. So Alex Albon 146.3. This isn't going to be as quick as the others, that's for sure. There we go. Sector 2. Verstappen faster sector 2 so far. Verstappen's on for pole as it stands, unless it has a terrible sector 3. So there goes Perez, 44.4. I'm expecting Verstappen to go quicker than that. There he goes, 143.6. Wow, 43.6. 144.2. So Sainz goes second, which is a net pole position, by the way, for Sainz as it stands. That is a net pole position because Verstappen, with the penalties that he's got. Hamilton only P6. Norris up in the P. Okay, no, don't forget Norris has penalties as well. Dear. And don't forget, we will have another run at this. All the drivers will get a second run. But as it stands, Sainz is net pole position because Verstappen's penalties. followed by Perez, followed by Ocon, followed by Russell. And don't forget, Norris also has penalties. So Leclerc is quite a way behind everyone else, look. 30.9. Hamilton, look, only down in 8th. Only down in 8th. Let's see what Leclerc does in timings. He should be the only driver on a fast lap at the moment. It's Leclerc. There he goes, past Norris there. He's going to have traffic. I mean, what are Ferrari doing? Is this another Ferrari cock-up? 30.9. What's his second sector time like? It's not a good first sector. It's not a good second sector, really, either. This isn't going well for Leclerc. Where does he go? Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Just talking about on the Sky coverage, just talking about Ferrari again with these odd decisions, and it's bizarre. Leclerc only fourth, no toe, only fourth, and he had traffic. So, although again we have to stress, we have to stipulate that these timings at the moment, excuse me, these timings at the moment, these positions at the moment, they are subject to change. Number one, because we've still got we've got enough time in qualifying for yet another lap, and two, Verstappen has penalties, Leclerc has penalties, Norris has penalties. So as it stands, Sainz is a net pole position. Sainz is a net pole position as it stands. Have Ferrari got enough time to get Leclerc back, by the way? Pitted, fueled, changed, tyre change, and back out. I'm not. What have Ferrari done? Why is Leclerc so different? Albon's back out, by the way, for his second run. Albon is back out. This will be Albon's second run. Oh dear, excuse me. Right, I think we're. So just an FYI while we're waiting for that, I will be live tomorrow for the race. I will be doing a live call-in after the race. If you want to come on and have your say after the race tomorrow, the lines will be open to come on and have a say. This is a fan channel, the Formula One fan, the F1 fan zone. It is a fan channel, and I would love to have your say tomorrow after the race. The lines will be live. You can join us on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter. And I'll be looking forward to seeing you all there. Right, here we go. Sainz is now out as well. So Sainz is out before the Red Bulls. So Sainz going out without a toe, essentially. Now, don't forget, it's a net. It's Verstappen is on pole on paper, but he won't be on pole tomorrow because of the penalty. So it is really a battle for second, and second place becomes pole position as it stands, unless someone outright qualifies on pole, which a 1:43.6. I'll be amazed if anyone got quicker than that today. I really would. All right, Albon's coming up to the last. So Albon's coming up now to the last turning. So Albon's starting his last lap. And there he goes. There he goes. And here comes Carlos Sainz down through the forest, down through the woods. Verstappen is not running again. He's not coming out again, Verstappen. So he's done. I think Leclerc may be done as well, by the way. So this is it now. Here's the battle for pole. It's battle for second place because Verstappen's got a penalty and Leclerc has penalty and Norris has penalty. In fact, all of those three cars, Leclerc, Norris, and Verstappen, are the ones who haven't come out for the final qualifying. So here we go. It's all to play for pole position now. All to play for. Sainz just coming up now to the last turn. And he goes down a straight and he's followed closely. Obviously, it's all about the toe here, isn't it, for the cars? And here they go. Right, Leclerc's just emerged from the pits. So Leclerc's going again. He's just emerged from the pits. Right, so Sainz is now. Surely they haven't. Is Leclerc giving? Have they sent Leclerc out to give Sainz a pit here? Surely to give him a tow. Yeah. So there goes Sainz past Leclerc. Let's have a look at the timings now. Then here we go with the timings. What sectors are we getting? 30.6, but a 30.8 for Sainz and a 30.6 for Perez. Let's see where we go with sector 2. So I think it's between Sainz and Perez for pole, frankly, but we'll see. But 31 for Hamilton. It's slow, isn't it? 3/10 off in sector 1. 44.5 is slower. He's gone. Alonso's 45.2. Hamilton's a 45 flat. Let's see. I think this might be Perez. It's been slower. So Sainz has not gone. He's not improved. He's not improved. Let's see what else happens here. Can Perez says not. No. Sainz. I think Sainz is taking pole. I think Sainz has. I think Sainz has got pole. Just catching up on the Sky coverage. The Sky coverage is a little bit behind the timings. But yeah, that's it is, I believe. Sainz followed by Perez. Followed by, Leclerc and Verstappen. Don't forget, Verstappen and Leclerc and Norris all have penalties. They're all starting towards the back of the grid. So I think as it stands, with essentially it's a net Sainz followed by Perez, followed by Ocon, followed by Alonso, followed by Hamilton, followed by Russell, followed by Albon, and then followed by Ricciardo. I believe that is the lineup for tomorrow. And then they all go in. And that is that, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go have a look at the commentary there. Pole position. Sainz is on pole. Sainz is on pole. And there we go, ladies and gentlemen. That is that for qualifying, for Spa qualifying. Sainz is on pole, followed by Perez, followed by Ocon, followed by Alonso because of the penalties to Verstappen and Leclerc. And the Mercedes have to be bitterly disappointed not to have finished in front of the Alpines. Alpines. Let's see how this plays out. There we go. That is that. Right, well, there we go. That is qualifying done. Let's just turn that off there. Good. Okay. And that is it for qualifying. Excuse me. I will be back for the race tomorrow. The race is a 2 p.m. UK start, 3 p.m. if you're in Europe. And I know a lot of my viewers are actually in the US. It'll be morning over there, AM, very AM if you're on the wrong side of the US. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is qualifying today. Signs on pole for qualifying. Join me tomorrow on YouTube, on Twitch, on Twitter, and on Facebook. And if you want to join in after the race, I'll be doing a live call-in after the race tomorrow. Come on, have your say. Let me know what you think of the race. Let me know your thoughts on things. Perhaps you want to discuss about Daniel Ricciardo leaving. Perhaps you want to discuss about the change in the rules. Perhaps you want to let me know about what you think about Audi joining the Formula One 2026. Let me know what you think tomorrow. I'll see you all then. I'll be on about 10 minutes before the race. So till tomorrow, till the race, take care all, and I'll see you all again soon.